A recap of Monday Night Raw for June 29th, 2026 in less than 7 minutes. Obafemi came out to celebrate his King of the Ring win and make a decision about what world championship he was going to fight for at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar interrupted him. Brock Lesnar told Obafemi, "Hey, while I was away, I heard that you called me a bitch." Brock Lesnar then kicked him in the nuts and F5'd him. Obafemi stood up, said, "Brock Lesnar, you are in fact a bitch," and challenged him to SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar accepted the challenge for SummerSlam on the condition that it be in a Hell in a Cell match. Obafemi accepted. Backstage, Adam Pearce confirms with Obafemi that Obafemi is going to forego his World Championship match at SummerSlam in order to face Brock Lesnar. The Hell in a Cell match is confirmed. Adam Pearce also talks to Paul Heyman, who is interrupted by Austin Theory, who tells Paul Heyman he didn't know he was in the building. Paul Heyman blows off Austin Theory. Io Sky also came out to celebrate her Night of Champions win, but was interrupted by Liv Morgan, who blamed her loss at Night of Champions on Danhausen's curse. The Judgment Day surrounded the ring, and although Io was able to fight them off for a little bit, she was eventually overwhelmed. They took turns attacking her leg before Liv Morgan locked on the Boston Crab and left Io laying in the ring tending to her now injured leg. Speaking of Danhausen, Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough went looking for him in his lair in order to get their money back and to take the curse off of JD. They couldn't find him, so they messed up his lair, and then they stole the Knicks jersey that he had been gifted by the team. Danhausen came back to find that his lair was destroyed and didn't understand what happened. Liv Morgan told him that if he doesn't find a way to make things right with the Judgment Day, they'll continue to make his life hell. Later in the night, JD McDonough had a match against Chad Gable and was joined to the ring by Dominic Mysterio wearing Danhausen's stolen Knicks jersey. During the match, Danhausen appeared in the crowd and Dominic Mysterio chased him away. JD McDonough, distracted by this, found himself locked in the ankle lock and was forced to tap out, giving Chad Gable the victory. After the match, Dominic and JD see that there's a briefcase left ringside. Believing it to be the money, they opened it and are blinded by a powder bomb that goes off in their face. While they're blinded and distracted, Danhausen steals back the Knicks jersey. Unfortunately, Danhausen only gets to the top of the ramp before he's blindsided by Raquel Rodriguez, who steals the Knicks jersey back. Danhausen disappears. Speaking of Raquel Rodriguez, earlier in the night, she talks to Adam Pearce about wanting a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Adam Pearce tells her that a lot of people want a shot at the Intercontinental Championship, including Maxine Dupri, and tells Raquel Rodriguez that if she can beat Maxine Dupri later in the evening, she'll be the new #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. On her way to the ring for the match, Maxine runs into Chad Gable and attempts to apologize for how she spoke to him last week. Chad Gable stops her and tells her that she does not owe him an apology or forgiveness, and that she needs to focus on her match. Later on in the evening, Raquel Rodriguez beats Maxine Dupri and becomes the new #1 contender for Sol Ruca's Intercontinental Championship. After her match, Austin Theory finds Maxine Dupri in the back upset and confronts her about her conversation with Chad Gable. Maxine Dupri says her relationship with Chad Gable is complicated, and Austin Theory tells her that if she decides to go down this road with him again, whatever's going on between them won't work. Alpha Academy attempts to console and obviously upset Maxine Dupri, but she walks away, again, upset. But why was Austin Theory so upset? Well, earlier in the evening, to celebrate their World Tag Team Championship victory, Joe Hendry threw the Street Profits a celebration concert, and during the song, did a bunch of disses on Austin Theory about how John Cena buried him a few years ago on the microphone. Austin Theory didn't like that and challenged Joe Hendry to a match, but not before telling them that next week Braun Breaker would be back and they're getting a rematch for the World Tag Team Championships. Joe Hendry defeated Austin Theory with his finisher. Because of Solo Sikoa's interference, LA Knight and Jimmy Uso had a rematch for their match last week on Raw. At the end of the match, Jey Uso distracted LA Knight, allowing Jimmy Uso to roll him up and get the victory. LA Knight, not being a fan of that at all, punched Jimmy Uso in the face. Jey Uso, not being a fan of that at all, attacked LA Knight. While Jey Uso was attacking LA Knight, Solo Sikoa used the distraction in order to give the Samoan spike to Jimmy. As Jey was distracted by a fleeing Solo Sikoa, LA Knight hit Jey Uso with the BFT, laying out both Usos and leaving LA Knight confused as to why Solo Sikoa is helping him. Later on, the Usos are walking through the backstage area where they run into Jacob Fatu. They ask Jacob Fatu why he wasn't out there helping them. Jacob Fatu tells them for like the 1,000,000th and second time, "Hey, I don't like you guys at all. I don't do what you're telling me to do. I do what the OTC tells me to do." He tells them that the OTC, Roman Reigns, has told him to go to SmackDown to deal with the Solo Sikoa situation, and Jey Uso tells them that because Sami Zayn is WWE Champion and he doesn't have a challenger, Jey Uso will be there as well. Both Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso will be on SmackDown this Friday. Speaking of Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu, they're here to close the show. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu come out and point to the sky a lot. Before they can say anything, they're interrupted by Seth Rollins, who comes down there and tells Roman Reigns that he wants a shot at his World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns laughs this off and tells Seth Rollins to go to the back of the line. Seth Rollins says he doesn't belong in the back of the line because he's always owned Roman Reigns. He's owned him since the WrestleMania where he pinned him in the Triple Threat and stole Paul Heyman. He's owned him since he helped Cody Rhodes take his WWE Championship. He's owned him since he cashed in his Money in the Bank and stole Roman Reigns' WrestleMania main event. And he's owned him since he put a chair into his back and ended the Shield. Seth tells Roman that his career and Roman's career are both closer to the end than they are the beginning, and that Roman Reigns is running out of time to prove that he can beat Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns says that he doesn't want to beat Seth Rollins, but he needs to beat Seth Rollins and accepts his challenge for SummerSlam. It's officially Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Also on Raw, Rey Mysterio beat Ethan Page with the 619. In a later interview, Ethan Page blamed that loss on being tired from his match last week and having no chance to rest. In a later interview, Rey Mysterio said that excuse was stupid. He also said that he wanted to be on SummerSlam and he wanted another shot at Penta's Intercontinental Championship. Also, in a vignette, Lyra Valkyria explained why she attacked Bayley a week ago. She explains that she put her career on hold because she was friends with Bayley and wanted to bring her to the top with her, but in doing so, she sacrificed who she was. By getting rid of Bayley, she feels a bit more in touch with who she really is and makes her feel back on track to achieving what she knows she can. Also, during one point in the show, Michael Cole and Corey Graves were discussing Danhausen, and Michael Cole said that he loved Danhausen because Danhausen uncursed the plane coming from Saudi Arabia. Does that have a huge effect on the show? No, it does not. Is it also really funny in a sort of if you know kind of way? Absolutely it is.